If you are looking to be the most successful you can be with selling and in your sales career, both in the short term and over the long haul, you need to watch this video. I'm going to share with you 16 critically important tips that actually work to help you sell more starting with your very next sales call. If you're new to this channel, I'm Jessie, and I help coaches, consultants, and small business owners who've never had the benefit of formal sales training or didn't resonate with the training that they got, learn how to feel really confident during their sales calls so they enroll more new clients. Our style is not at all pushy or salesy, but instead takes a heart-centered approach to selling. How do I know these 16 tips work? Because I've used them personally and coached sales team to use these exact skills for over 20 years. And they work. They will help you sell more in a way that feels aligned with you and honors your clients. These are not ideas that will be out of date in 6 months or a year, but will stand the test of time and lead you to a whole new space of really enjoying the sales process and making more money as a result. We've got a lot to cover today, so grab a piece of paper and a pen so you don't miss any one of these 16 tips. Here we go. You know that fake, phony image many of us have about salespeople? Guess what? That energy or style, it doesn't work. Does that make you happy? Yep. Don't think that's how you need to be. Don't try to act that way. Don't fake anything about how you approach your client. They're going to know and they won't trust you. I know you're thinking this list is starting off in a good direction. You can live with number 1. Guess what? I think you're going to be happy with the rest of this list as well. Number 2, don't sell. No one wants to be sold to, so don't sell. Set up your conversation so that they want to buy from you instead. Find out what they need help with and see if you can help them. Easy as that. Not selling actually helps you sell a whole lot more. Number 3, don't be pushy or pressure the client. You pressure, they back off. People don't like being pressured into doing something. That creates resistance. And you want to lower the resistance so they want to buy from you. So no pressure. Actually backing away from them a bit, making yourself a bit exclusive, does an interesting thing in drawing people towards you wanting to buy. 4, the call is not about you. The call is not about your offer. That's right. Remember, this is to help you reframe your mindset about getting on the sales call. The call is about your client. It's about you finding out what your client is looking for and seeing if you can help. Think about when you shop for something. Are you focused on finding what you're looking for first, or are you focused on the salesperson first? Normally you're focused on what you're looking for. That's your priority. But the salesperson can impact if you move forward or not, depending if you find yourself dealing with someone who's not aware of the 3 tactics we just talked about. Number 5, meeting with your potential client is about giving that client a great customer experience. Did you know that 70% of a client's inclination to buy is based on how they're treated? So a great sales experience is one where the client feels heard, understood, and valued. You want them to feel glad they met you and looking forward to doing business with you. Okay, how are you doing? Are you hanging in there? Nice job. Here we go for more. Number 6, you want to ask multi-layered questions so you really understand where the client is coming from, how this situation is impacting their life currently, how it impacted their life in the past, how it's impacting their relationships, their work, whatever is appropriate to learn about where they are. And you want to know how they will feel if it doesn't change. If it doesn't change, how will their life be in 6 months or a year? You want a full picture of this. The phrase, "Tell me more about that," is a great way to draw more information from your clients to get to those deeper levels of understanding. 7, ask your clients the impact of having their solutions solved. The hit that easy button and things would be different. Have them paint a picture for you of what their life would be like then. The more detailed you can have them be, the better. It's them visualizing their life changed in a place where they really want to be. Number 8, no isn't a personal rejection of you or your offer. No means that your client has something that they need to think through or work through. Or maybe your offer doesn't check every single box they want. Not that your offer is not good. Remember that the client is always looking at things from their perspective and what's going on in their lives in that moment. So don't fear rejection. You want to understand why they are saying no by asking more questions. You can learn a lot in that moment. Number 9, be bold but kind with what you say to your clients. If they're not a good fit, say it. If they say something that concerns you, pause the conversation and ask about it. You don't want to waste their time or your time by carrying on a conversation with a client who is just not a good match for your offer. Being polite to avoid a more direct conversation just does not serve anyone, and your client will respect and trust you more if you don't shy away from tougher subjects. You don't want to waste their time, and if your offer's not a good solution or fit, you can always refer them to another resource that might work better. 10, don't tiptoe around sensitive topics. This is a little bit like the last one, but if you're having a caring conversation and they trust you, it helps to know the deeper issues that bother your client so that you might be able to help them. The trust factor is big here, so don't go down this path if you've not earned their trust yet. But if you have, don't shy away from talking about sensitive topics. Slow down and ask for permission if you're going to ask a sensitive question. And of course, be caring, calm, and listen in talking through these things. That you're willing to go there with your client shows a caring, a concern, and desire to help that builds even deeper trust with your clients. Take a deep breath, shake your hands out if you're taking notes. Okay, here we go. We're going into the home stretch. 11, take moments in the conversation to repeat back to your clients what they've just shared with you, just as a check-in that you're understanding them correctly. Now, don't repeat back to them exactly what they said, but phrase it differently so that it shows you've been really listening. We don't want to make any assumptions here. So you would say something like, you're particularly frustrated when it comes to overcoming sales objections because they seem to stop your sales conversation in their tracks. You'd love an easy way to handle them. Am I hearing that correctly? 12. You ask mostly questions, take notes, and listen through the first half of the conversation when you're doing the learning and gaining their picture of what's going on in their life. If your offer fits, then the conversation shifts and goes more to you talking and your client listening, because that's the part of the conversation where you share your solution and your offer. 13, share stories of your other clients' journey and successes. This is a wonderful way to show your client what your offer can do for them and what it's like to work with you. It also helps your client not feel alone on their journey and shows them that other people have trusted you and found successes with your solution. 14, don't talk about the price until the end of the conversation. You need to understand what your client is looking for and if your offer is a good fit first. If it comes up, push the pricing question off towards the end of the conversation. When you talk about pricing first, there's not room for building the trust or relationship or knowing if you would even be a good fit to work together yet. Remember, not everyone you talk to is a good fit for you or your offer, so the pricing conversation happens towards the end of the sales call. Number 15, there should be no momentous close. As a new salesperson, I always thought the close was something big, but it shouldn't be. Asking for their business or the close should be a natural evolution of the rest of the conversation. My favorite has always been, how does it sound? It's the most natural question to ask after you've gone through the entire sales conversation. Number 16, end your conversation not on money, but on the possibilities that exist for your client if they work with you. If you end the conversation talking about money, that's what your potential client will remember. If you end the conversation on the possibilities, they will remember that as well. They are looking for a transformation in their life, something new that they've not been able to find yet. You want them thinking of that as they reflect on their call with you, whether the call ends with a purchase or not. Nice job! You made it through all 16 steps to selling that actually work. They are all important and weave together in so many ways to form that exceptional sales call experience for your client. When you think about all these steps, each of these ultimately has you leading your client through a conversation without them feeling led. You have an overall path that you will walk them along so that you can understand if you and they are a good fit to work together. And honestly, the client will want you to lead them and will be watching for that as well, because that's what you'll do for them if they buy from you. They have to know that they can put their trust in you to guide them to where they're looking to go. So lead on with confidence. The steps above should allow you to really enjoy getting to know the client and see clearly if and how you can help them. I trust that you can relate to these steps, and possibly they have served as a good reminder of the best sales path to take for your selling success. It's my goal with these tips to provide you with actionable value that you can implement in your business and in your sales calls right away so that you maximize each and every sales opportunity with your potential clients. If you found the conversation to be of value, please hit that like button. And I really appreciate your support of this channel. So if you would subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications, and share it with friends who might benefit from this content as well. And I'm curious, which of these tips have you found most valuable? Please drop that in the comments below. If you want to know more about what it looks like to work with me to refine your sales conversation, shift your sales mindset, and increase your sales enrollments, I've dropped a link in the description below. We can talk to see if we're a good fit to work together. And from here, I look forward to seeing you next week with more sales tips to keep you out of that pushy and pressure-filled sales zone, yet still signing up more and more new clients each and every day. Have a great week, my friends.